Okay, hello everybody. I hope that this is a good... And I hope that now you've got a good sound. I'll try and put it here, and I might even try and take it off and talk into it sometimes because I feel like it works better. Okay, 1 second. I shall grab my pen because today we are looking at spelling. Put it there. We're looking at spelling, and we're going to start with the shun sound, the shus sound, and the shul sound. Now, I don't want to say that these rules are perfect. Unfortunately, they're not. Sometimes, I'm not sure I've got the whole picture in there, but sometimes you'll find that there are exceptions to these rules. That's certainly true. Just going to check one more time that everything's good with the camera. Okay, it looks okay. So sometimes there are exceptions. I should make that clear from the start. I should mention that from the start. And mention is a good word to start with because it starts with T-I-O-N, and that's where we're starting today. So if the root of the word, usually a verb, ends in T or T-E, then very often the suffix is T-I-O-N. And this is a sign that the word has some kind of Latin origin. But separate will become separation, T-I-O-N. Hesitate, hesitation, T-I-O-N. Communicate, communication, T-I-O-N. And act and action, T-I-O-N. So that's one basic rule you can follow for your spelling. Another basic rule, if the root word ends in a C or a CS, usually the noun ending is C-I-A-N, and that's worth remembering, it's A-N. So music, musician, C-I-A-N. Politics, politician, C-I-A-N. Physics, physician, that's another word for a doctor, C-I-A-N. And mathematics, mathematician, C-I-A-N. So that's a very simple rule that you can remember. I'm not saying it's always true, but I'm saying that it is most of the time true. Now, if the root word ends in a DE or an SE, it's usually SION. However, if it ends in a double S or an MIT, make it a double SION. So decide, decision, divide, division, televise, television, permit, permission, discuss, discussion, admit, admission. So you can see these are fairly basic rules for spelling, and they're quite easy to remember. That's the good news. Okay, the shus sound now. Oh, dear me, that's bad spelling from the start. If the root word ends in a CE, then usually it goes shus. So C-I-O-U-S, I mean. So space, spacious, grace, gracious, malice, malicious, vice, vicious. However, you ought to memorise these ones because they don't seem to fit into our rule. Conscious, precious, delicious and suspicious all end in C-I-O-U-S as well. Now, of course, there is a T-I-O-U-S ending for shus, and the basic idea is if the noun is shun, T-I-O-N, the adjective is often shus. Caution, cautious. Ambition, ambitious. Nutrition, nutritious. Superstition, superstitious. So they all work with that rule very nicely. Now we've also got the shul sound, and if the ending shul comes after a consonant, use T-I-A-L, and if it comes after a vowel, use C-I-A-L, although there are some exceptions, and here's one which I found. Initial is an exception to that because it comes after a vowel, but it still has the T-I-A-L. But most of the time, I mean, especially with the letter N, potential, confidential, substantial, essential, influential, and partial. So most of those are N's. If it comes after an N, it's probably going to be T-I-A-L. But I'm sure someone out there can probably think of an exception. Artificial comes after a vowel, special comes after a vowel, social comes after a vowel, crucial, racial, they all come after vowels. So the shul sound, if it comes after a vowel, it's usually C-I-A-L. Now, a rule that we all learn at school here in England is I before E except after C, and now they've added a little bit onto that because it makes more sense if the vowel sound rhymes with B, and we'll see why they added that in a second. But all these words rhyme with B. They're peace, shriek, relieve, grief, priest, believe, thief, niece, chief, brief, hygiene. The gene, it rhymes with B, G-E-B, and retrieve, rhymes with B. They're all I before E because none of them have a C before them. However, if you do have a C before them, ceiling, receipt, receive, conceive, deceive, perceive, then you have the E before the I, okay? And you'll notice that all of these do rhyme with B. Now, there are two exceptions here that I've found. Protein, caffeine, there are probably others. If you want to put some under the video, that's great. That will help other people. And these two words I've put up, neighbour. Now you should notice that nay doesn't rhyme with B, and that's why we can put the E before I here. And also neither, and a lot of students now, a lot of people now in England say neither, and knee does rhyme with B. So I like to be different. I still pronounce it neither and either. I think it has a more royal sound to it. And they both go E then I. And so I think this rule makes more sense if we pronounce it neither and either. So it's another good reason to pronounce those words neither and either and not neither and either, which in my opinion, perhaps just because they're not so because they're so widespread, I think neither and either sound quite common, and neither and either sound quite royal and the Queen's English or whatever. Okay, so that's the I before E rule. Lastly, a rule which I came across teaching TEFL was the last three letters. If the last three letters of a word are consonant, vowel, consonant, and the last syllable is stressed, regret, begin, upset, forgot, forget. It doesn't matter if we take the infinitive or past simple. Forget, forgot. The last syllable is stressed, and we're ending with consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant. When that happens, that's when we double the final consonant. Okay, so if you're wondering when to double that final letter, I mean, take a word like shop, and we say shopping, yeah, with a double P, shopping with a double P. Well, that's got a consonant and a vowel and a consonant at the end of it. The same for swim, and we double the consonant there, swimming, yeah, swimming. So it goes consonant, vowel, consonant, and we double the consonant. Okay, so it's another rule you can learn for when to double letters. So all of these rules I'm sure there are exceptions to perhaps all of them on the board, but they are good general rules to follow, and they will help you with your spelling. Okay, thanks for watching everybody. Please put a like under the video or click on like if you've enjoyed the video, and please subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you all soon.